Hey, this is Marl here, and I'm giving you my review of Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 65, Father and Son. And this is the climax. This is like basically the climactic fight in the movie recap, where we have the five Kage, Sasuke, and Boruto going against the non-new powered form of Momoshiki. And when the episode opens up, remember like last episode we had a reveal of when he ultimately ate his subordinate Kinshinki. Ultimately, he gained his new form. Correlated in the movie, he was like he had horns in the movie. It was like his red was like his skin was red, or at least black and white. Then he turned red later on. But in this case, in the movie, in the anime, in the movie recap, he had the form that was basically resemblance to the manga transformation. Hinting at least the fact that maybe after the movie recap, we might go into the manga be adapted later on. Still, but in the area, we have one more episode to go through. But I'll get to the ending of that just very soon. We see the transformation, the fact that both Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke were shocked to find that, of all people, he ate his own subordinate, but Momoshiki said Kinshinki wanted to do this, so he did for his own reasons, and managed to gain some power out of it. At transformation, in an instant, he sends everyone else flying. Of course, there's a stone wall to protect Boruto from the harm. The Tsuchikage and the Mizukage prevented themselves with their own, with one with the sword, the other with the stone wall, being from the hidden stone village. Of course, a North-style jutsu. While the Raikage and Gaara were again sent flying, Sasuke sent flying, Naruto sent flying. And at the point seeing the Raikage and Gaara managed, Momoshiki just instantly just one-hit shots the Raikage and Gaara down to the ground. Apparently Gaara stops him for 1 second ultimately, but no, that will completely fail because Momoshiki decided to use his hair, tangles him up, sends him flying to the ground, goes targets to the Mizukage and the Tsuchikage. He takes him out. He sends the Mizukage to a freaking tree branch, plants to the wall he plants to a wall like this, knocks out the Tsuchikage with an elbow shot, and then he goes off to Naruto and Sasuke. He takes them all down for a bit, and right when he sends them all flying, when Boruto was watching all this, he was like, the five kites taking down in an instant. He was like looking at him, was like complete shocked about this. The five kites was like the most powerful ninja in the village, the most important, but also the most powerful ninja in the village. Only get instantly knocked out like this was kind of a shocker for it to see him. He turns his attention to both Naruto and Sasuke. He takes him down instantly as well, but of course Sasuke and Naruto are not exactly taken down. They're not taken down easily, so they get going for the next round fight. It looks like we have, just like in the movie, we have both Naruto and Sasuke taking down the main villain by themselves. A lot of flat in the music comes down. It's like that's when both Naruto and Sasuke power up themselves. Like Naruto releases his Nine Tails chakra mode. Sasuke releases the Tenseigan with the Sharingan in. The Tenseigan with the Rinnegan. No, with the Rinnegan with the Sharingan inside. So he up all power to their god form powers. A lot of flash anime we see them like go from taijutsu to sword combination. Momoshiki brings out this red lance, like basically one of those samurai used to like some sort of samurai had back in the Sengoku era periods. He uses that, clashing shit happens. Bunch of flashing shit like Naruto from here over there is like trying to keep up, like how did he's all keep up. Eventually, they manages to tangle him with his own chains. Sasuke has planetary devastation. Pain him much to pain, but then again, with the Rinnegan power, he has the ability to use that because Pain had Yakigo and the fake Yakigo and Nagato had the ability of the Rinnegan. So they had to use planetary devastation, which basically captures Momoshiki inside, and the Tail Beast at one point back during the end of the Fourth Ninja War. Sasuke captures him. He manages to break free, sends all these stone dragons or lions right towards them. And instead of everyone telling Naruto again, he actually kicks Naruto out. He actually literally just kicks Naruto out of the way. And he can take him with his own soul. And then Naruto comes in, staying for the last second, ultimately releasing the chakra form of Kurama. And then after probably gaining his ass about the Stone Golem, we get to see the scene where like in the movie where Momoshiki gets Stone Golem against Kurama with the armor Susanoo. Of course, we get to see, but wants to see the formation of the sword. You see the formation of the sword when Sasuke powers him up with the Susanoo, and ends up going with the sword first. It's not like the sword transformation, like the sword was like forming from the palm of his hand, and he grabs it, then he goes for the swing. In the movie, apparently the sword formed first, then the armor comes up, then we see a cut still of Karam with the sword slicing midway from the golem, and that point was enough to defeat Momoshiki, at least for a small bit. So all the 5 characters are pretty much safe and sound. Boruto realizes that Boruto's not really about all of them, including his dad and Sasuke, are alive, or at least okay. Now we realize that Moshiki's in a state of like almost a defeat. They have to defeat him soon enough, so he won't come at them again. Eventually, the sign of Ninja is Katsugi. Katsugi and the camera guy comes in trying to stop him from based on that revenge for what happened during the Chunin exams. But eventually, that fails to be fatal. He fires the scientific ninja tool. Eventually, Momoshiki towards the last second uses it uses his right hand to absorb the chakra. He fires a bunch of jutsus at them, causing everyone to be back into a wall. Excuse me for a second. My neck was a little bit stiff. Nothing okay. So he has used the shattered paralysis juice, but not using just tail individually. He has a whole area surrounding him, surrounding the entire Naruto, Sasuke, and the rest of the 5 Kage. Shoves out the paralysis jutsu, but they're eventually at this point they're about to die. Boruto looks at it as like, what can I possibly do? Takes to a flashback moment where before they're ready to leave, Sasuke has a speech, tells Boruto, what's your ninja way? Boruto's saying he doesn't have one because it's old-fashioned, but even based on the something built in feelings, both saying old-fashioned, Sasuke agrees that it is old-fashioned. But in times of battle you're going into times of battle in the future, you're going to need a ninja way to follow up on. So thus, Sasuke tells him to believe in yourself, because Sasuke tells him, believe in find your ninja way and believe in that, and continue to become the Shinigami and move forward to the future. And in the way of saying, and at the end of the speech, in the end of the flashback, we have to see him saying, I believe in you. In order to get, I can do it. I have to do it. I have to believe in Mr. Sasuke. And I have to point out the fact that line when he said, I believe in Mr. Sasuke, in the moment that Sasuke tells Boruto, I believe in you, it reminds me of Girl Line, basically the motif that Simone and Kamina had in Girl Line. It was like believe in me believe in the me that believes in you. So if it tells Kamina says believe in me and I believe in you. So Simone tells Simon to gain the guts, the motivation to do something, to go beyond his own limits. Kamina gives that line to him, essentially, believe in the me that believes in you. Simon takes it to heart, becomes the man he is. If only Kamina could see him when that happens, in order if he's still alive. So during line in the set, that reference was enough to motivate Boruto to use his Rasengan. Sasuke and Naruto realize what he's doing. Apparently, Naruto surprised that he actually learned Master Rasengan. Of course, is the one that basically is the tiny one. He throws the Rasengan at Momoshiki. Ultimately, the fact that Momoshiki took that, trying his arm to absorb it. Eventually, it disappears, but Momoshiki calculatingly felt that Boruto missed. But look, he returned back to the cutscene, where basically, a shot-for-shot cut of basically one shot after, one shot of the movie to the anime. But Boruto looks at it, and it was eventually, Momoshiki gets hit in the face, not in the arm, but in the face with Rasengan. Eventually knocked himself out, frees the rest of the Kage, frees everyone, the 5 Kage and Sasuke. And then Boruto comes in, and Naruto realizes, when did you learn how to master it? Sasuke comes in and explains the fact that he only accepts Boruto as a student if he masters Rasengan. And being that it took years for the 4th Kage to create the jutsu and perfected it. Same thing goes for Jiraiya. Given his stance, it took him a while to master it. Naruto did it in the same way, but at least more shorter. Boruto did it in days. And he explained what kind of Rasengan it was. The shape and the form of it was there, but it was more smaller. But when Boruto threw it, advances and uses using the lightning style that Boruto had to create a certain advantages and create some certain power or something. I kind of forgot how to explain it here. Basically, when they keep someone down, Boruto inadvertently created a new form of Rasengan called the Vanishing Rasengan. The Rasengan vanishes and then it instantly impacts with his lightning style. Even Naruto and Boruto and Naruto were surprised about that. Sirens in my window. Boruto and Naruto were surprised at the fact that vanish became a thing, that Boruto inadvertently created a new style of the Rasengan, the Vanishing Rasengan, and that was his own thing. So eventually, this records into few small parts of the end of the movie. So it was in the end, I should say. So now it's time for the big final moment. Moshiki comes back. Moshiki stands up, about ready to go up against for the final strike against the Kage and Sasuke and Boruto. So Naruto asks Boruto to create the Rasengan again, but this time let him do it the final battle to end this. But Boruto's saying he's not ready for it. He's not strong enough. But Naruto still believes in Boruto enough to tell him to create the Rasengan. And the way on the movie recap does it was like in the movie we have him raise the hand. Okay, I just start off with this. Naruto gives his hand to Boruto, and immensely with his chakra infused with the Rasengan, it expands the Rasengan to a huge, massive Rasengan without the Sage mode, of course. Giant Rasengan, I should say, without the Sage mode, but enough to create thanks to Naruto, thanks to his chakra. In the movie, you know how in the movie when Naruto does it to Boruto, it's expansive, but we give her like flashing images from when Jiraiya created the Rasengan in front of Naruto to the battles he had against Sasuke with it, to meeting up with to clashing with the Rasengan and Minato with it, to the death of Neji, and everything else in the evidence past. We get to see, not in that case, but like flashback imagery moments of like basically past memory moments of Naruto and his past. With Boruto in the middle, we have the first hand, of course, would be Jiraiya. Of course, it had to be Jiraiya to go first. Jiraiya's hand first, then Kushina, then we have Neji, then we have Minato, then we have the whole Hinata. But their outfits were basically, keep in mind, this outfit was from the last movie. This before they started going out. A few days later, and getting married. That happens, and Boruto he looks up, and he feels like a bit of a thud in his arm. And was like, it's heavy. It's so heavy. What? And it was at this moment like a young Naruto from the original Naruto series. Everyone else who made an impact on his life behind him, from the citizens, from the Kunana 12, his classmates, to his master, to the senseis he's had before in the past. Another man who make a huge impact on Naruto's life. And he looked at him and was like, what did he do? What happened in his life to get to this moment? Teary-eyed, that this is the thing that his dad finally trusts him and acknowledges him. So now Boruto, this is like basically the last moment he has, and this is like the last chance they got in order to beat Moshinki. So Sasuke goes in first. Michiru throws out the black rods at him, of course, Sharingan, and Sasuke, as he is, manages to reflect him, dodges it, throws the sword, teleports it to behind him. Chidori comes in close, but looks like Moshiki was able to fast enough to stop him. Then Boruto comes in with a kunai, throws at him, gets him to at least to one, and I think it was on the right eye he did. Then four of the clones managed to send Boruto flying, because that was the fake one. They tried doing other things, they get defeated, of course. And then Boruto comes in with the Rasengan, closes in, he goes right into Moshiki, and the two clash with the Rasengan basically straight after the movie. Of course, the clashing was enough, because I think the clashing was one thing, but the force behind the Rasengan enough to, not to say broke Boruto's arm, but enough to like damage it to a point where like you need to go to surgery and patch it up and be healed in a couple of days time. Eventually that happens. Boruto breaks right through Mushiki's Rasengan, clashes with him, and before we get to see the ending of the fight, there was a moment, and apparently some sort of other dimension thing. I don't know how it's even possible. I'm pointing to the fact that during the clash with the clones, Boruto comes in with his Tenseigan eye. Moshiki looks at it like he with an angry look on his face, like not only that he's being defeated, he's close to being defeated by a child. He knows the Rasengan. He knows the Tenseigan eye. So back into the dimension that I just mentioned, it looks like a pre-form Moshiki before the powered up form talks with Boruto, saying that he's this human child. Apparently, he's strongly inherited the power of the Ozuki clan. Since the Ozuki clan, since the Byakugan and the Tenseigan came from his clan, Boruto strongly inherited that ability from his clan, apparently. So eventually, they start to Moshiki basically just talks to Boruto a lot. He grabs his hand, basically his right arm. But keep in mind, his right arm is an important thing moving on in the story. It's going to be very more important later on. He grabs it, and when one defeats a god, that person becomes like of a human, becomes like of a mortal, or at least a human. Based on the fact that now Boruto is basically, he's cursing Boruto the fact he's defeating a god here, well, he's staying close to a god, eventually he's gonna pay for it later in the future. And he said his blue eyes will be the reason that everything around him will be destroyed. Everything will shatter everything around him. So he heeds him a warning, goes away in real time, sends Momoshiki flying. There was a close-up shot of Sasuke, and there's a close-up shot of Sasuke, and when I saw the Tenseiyan eye, I realized, oh, Sasuke must have seen what they were talking about. But doesn't say anything just yet. Hopefully he's not going to say anything just yet until like a certain point. Martin goes into the sky, goes into space, explodes, and looks like Moshiki's finally defeated. Everyone saves the day, and of course Sasuke and Naruto have their talk about like the wave showing basically eventually Sasuke he won this match. Naruto saying they're even, at least to this day. So Boruto looks into the sky with the sun rays glowing up, like clean up behind him, clenches his fist, his bruised right arm fist, and says, "I am a human child. I am. I am the son of Naruto Uzumaki." Boruto Uzumaki, and cuts to the ending, cuts to the credits, and of course we get the preview. It was like next time, basically the fallout. The next episode's gonna be the fallout from the fight. Title my story. I'm not gonna spoil anything just yet from the episode because it looks like you have to read. I suggest you should read the manga beforehand before getting into this episode because things are gonna get great. Things are gonna get tied into the manga, and I don't know. And that's what we're gonna have there. So I'm not too exactly sure. It's not being officially confirmed just yet. They might go into filler just in case, just to give some breathing room for us before we get to like any form of adaptation to the manga, if possible, anything, or if it's gonna happen. But wait till next episode to see that happens. So until then, leave a like, subscribe, comment below, share with a friend, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Laters.